We will take you to Indianapolis, where Governor Mike Pence will update us on Indiana's religious freedom law. Governor Pence says the law does not allow legalized discrimination. Before we get to that news conference, Judge Andrew Napolitano is joining us as of right now. Early in the show for you, Judge.
Yes, Stuart. Always a pleasure to be here.
Is there anything that Governor Pence could say today, any change that he could make in the law that would satisfy you that it is not a license to discriminate?
Well, anything he says today does not change the law, and he can't change the law on his own. Only the legislature can. So if the legislature issues a statement saying this is what we meant the law to mean, the statement would be irrelevant, because the court decides what the law means, not the legislature. If the legislature amends the statute, then obviously we'd have to read what the amending wording is.
In an op-ed today in the Wall Street Journal, Mike Pence, governor of Indiana, says our new law has been grossly misconstrued as a license to discriminate. That isn't true. You don't believe that?
Well, the statement is inaccurate because the statute basically says if you are accused of discriminating against someone on any basis, race, gender, age, creed, national origin, sexual orientation, you have this defense called, "My religion made me do it." And the court must take that defense seriously. So by giving you an avenue with which to discriminate and characterizing that avenue as lawful under Indiana law, the governor may not have intended this, but the effect of it is to facilitate, encourage, and make discrimination lawful in Indiana.
So you're diametrically opposed to the governor's position. He says it cannot be construed as a license to discriminate. You're saying, yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yes.
It offers cover for those who discriminate.
Now, some of this discrimination, Indiana is free to permit, but none of it is it free to make lawful or to encourage.
Now, so far, the discussion has centered almost entirely, to my knowledge, around gays and the treatment of gays in our society.
Well, I'll tell you why that's the case, because the Federal Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits discrimination in housing and public accommodation on the basis of race, creed, gender, color, national origin. It does not prohibit discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. Most states have their own civil rights laws that do. Indiana does not. So by Indiana not prohibiting discrimination in public accommodations or housing on the basis of sexual orientation and saying you have the "my religion made me do it" defense, they are making that behavior lawful. Example, a same-sex couple goes into a florist and says, "We want you to do our wedding." The florist says, "I don't believe in same-sex marriage. I refuse to do your wedding." That would be unlawful in New Jersey, unlawful in New York City, lawful and protected because of this statute in Indiana.